your favorite recipes.
Simply Food.
You should know by now that you're in for a treat.
Simply Food.
There's no other channel where you'd rather be.
Simply Food.
Seafood, pasta, cakes, and pies. Sing and laugh and even cry. Like and share and hit subscribe. Simply Food by TY.
What's up, you guys? It's your boy SimplyFoodByTy, and today is the day where I'm going to show you guys how to turn your leftover turkey stock and turkey meat into a delicious pot of turkey soup. So as I told you guys, to make sure that you save your turkey stock, the bones, the drippings, all of that, because it's so jam-packed with flavor and it is the best basis for a fantastic pot of soup. So as you can see, I've just added in all of the turkey stock that I had left over. I'm also gonna go ahead and place in the bones. I made sure that I kept at least like one of those turkey leg bones, like one of the wing bones. Any of the bones that you can keep all of that stuff. I'm telling you, it'll all come in handy because it's gonna add a lot of flavor. And if you start off with a very flavorful stock to begin with from an already well-seasoned turkey, honey, there's no way you can go wrong. Put your top on that, bring that up to a boil. While that's coming up to a boil, let's talk about the veggies. Now, of course, because this is a turkey soup, we're gonna kind of go with like the standard vegetables here. I'm adding in some carrots, some celery, and some onions. But of course, you guys know, you can always kind of really add in whatever you would like because it's soup. One of the best things about soup is that they're so it's so easy to create a pot of soup. You can't really go wrong. You just dump stuff in it and call it a day. So if there's any particular vegetables that you don't see on my screen that you would like to add to your pot of soup, feel free. I know people that like to add sugar snap peas. Some people might like to add mushrooms. There's a whole slew of things. You could also add potatoes to this if you want. The list goes on and on and on. So right now I am chopping up my celery. I like to chop off the top and the bottom ends to just discard those. And then I'm just going to give these a rough chop. You want to make sure that you kind of have everything kind of uniform so that everything kind of cooks evenly. But you don't want to cut them down too small because you don't want it to turn into mush. The same thing is going to apply with the carrots as well. Now I like to use fresh carrots like this where you got to peel it and go through all of that. I don't know why. For some reason, when I use like baby carrots and stuff in soup, it just does not taste the same. And I don't really know why I feel that way. It really could be just a mental thing. But when I make soups, I like to use carrots this way. Same thing applies with this. We're going to chop these bad boys down. Just make sure that they're even. You don't want them to be too thick, but you don't want them to be too thin. Because once again, you want to make sure that you have different textures within your soup. So you want to have a little bit of a bite to the carrot, but not too much. Now that we have all of our carrots done, we can go on ahead and move on over to our onion. Now, as you guys know, I am not the biggest onion fan, but for this particular recipe, I'm going to be using a half of a sweet Vidalia onion. By all means, you can use an entire onion. I don't know what it is about soup, but I feel like if it doesn't have onions in it, there's going to be some flavor profile that you're going to be missing, and you're not going to be able to put your finger on it, and I can guarantee you it's the onions. So I just make sure that I give them a rough chop so that way I'm not going to ever bite into a big chunk of onion, but you definitely want to make sure that you have those onions in there because I promise you it's going to add great flavor. So now that we have all of our veggies chopped up, ready to go, we can go on ahead and set those to the side. So what we have here is all of my leftover turkey. I broke it down into 2 separate Ziploc bags. I made sure that I froze them separately so that I could create 2 different recipes because like I told you guys, I'm going to teach you guys how to make the turkey soup, which you're watching today, but I'm also going to teach you guys how to make a turkey pot pie. So what I'm going to do right now is just inspect this turkey to make sure that I've removed all of the bones as well as all of the skin. You do not want to be putting in any of the skin in your soup. That's not going to be good. It's going to be slimy. So you just want to make sure that you're going through, making sure that you got rid of the skin and the bones, and then go on ahead and give it a rough chop. If you want it fully shredded, by all means, but I like to have slight chunks to mine, so I just give it a nice little rough chop. So now that we got that ready to go, let's go back and check on our stock. As you can see, our stock has come up to a really, really nice boil. What's happening right now is all of that flavor is being extracted from those bones and is seeping into all of that stock that we have in the pan. That's the reason why you want to make sure that you're keeping all of those bones, because I'm telling you, it's going to add immense flavor. This is going to help you start off with a fail-proof or fail-safe, however the world you say it, soup recipe, because you're already going to have so much flavor. Now, because I'm making a relatively large pot, I'm going to be adding in about 5 to 6 cups of water to mine, but don't worry, it's not going to be taking away any flavor, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the top back on it and allow some more flavor to come out of those bones. And then later on down the line, if I need to add in some additional flavors, I will. So I let that come up to another boil for another maybe 15 or 20 minutes. And now we are good to go. We can go on ahead and remove those bones because they have absolutely served their purpose. No need for those to be anymore, in there anymore at this point. Another thing that you want to do before you start adding in the veggies and the turkey is at this point, this is when, if you want, you can skim off some of the excess fat that may be floating at the top. Make sure that you don't have any bones that might have broken off in there. Just inspect your stock before you start adding everything in. Because at this point, now it's kind of just dumping everything into the pot and calling it a day. Making soup is not difficult at all. This is all of the easy stuff, okay? So now that we got all of that done, our stock is looking absolutely delicious. That's the perfect amount of liquid that I want in there. I'm going to go on ahead and add in all of those beautiful veggies. I think I just said beautiful. Beautiful. Honey, see, what y'all don't know is that when I edit these videos, it'd be like 2 a.m. in the morning. So I'm practically half asleep right now, and we just gonna keep it real. But it's okay, because I'm gonna get this video out for y'all, because I know y'all probably got a lot of leftover turkey. And I'm here to make sure that y'all have a pot of turkey soup, because it is cold as I don't know what on the East Coast right now. So now I'm starting to add in all of that delicious turkey meat, honey. Oh, yes. This is going to be a nice old nasty chunky soup, honey. So now that we got all of that turkey meat in there, we can go on ahead and give that a nice mix around as well. And as you guys can see, this is already looking absolutely divine. So this next step that I'm going to do is absolutely optional. You do not have to do this, but I like to add in about a half a bag or so, or like I said, depending on how much soup you're going to make, I like to add in about a half a bag of egg noodles, and I use the wide egg noodles. Now, the reason why I do that is because for me, I want to make sure that I can kind of spread this out, and by adding in those noodles, it's going to kind of make this dish a little bit more filling. Now, at this point, what I did was I put the top on it and I let that go for about maybe 20 minutes just to really extract some of those flavors, because once you add the noodles to it, I mean, the dish is pretty much done. It's only going to take an additional 10 to 15 minutes. So you want to go ahead and start tasting your stock now, seeing if you need any additional seasonings, depending on how well seasoned your turkey was, how much of the stock you had left over, that really is going to depend. Now, of course, if you don't have any stock and you still want to make this recipe, of course you can still make this recipe. All you got to do is just use chicken stock. That's totally fine, or veggie stock, and just make sure you season it up with additional, sage, add some thyme to it, a little bit of rosemary, season all garlic powder, onion powder. So now that we've gone in and made sure that the flavor profile is right, we've added in our pasta. We're going to put the top back on it, allow that to cook for an additional 10 to 15 minutes, or until that pasta is nice and al dente. And you guys, you have just made a delicious pot of turkey soup. Look, if you are new to my channel, welcome to Simply Food by TY. I hope you've thoroughly enjoyed what you've just seen today. If you're one of my returning subscribers, you babies know I love you guys so much. And as always, you babies stay cute and take care, and I will see you guys on Friday with the last video for Thanksgiving leftovers, which will be the turkey pot pie. I'll see y'all then. Take care. Bye-bye.
Slaying in the kitchen.
Simply Food by TY.
We hope that you enjoyed it.
Simply Food by TY. If you haven't took the time, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Simply Food.